Are you thinking of getting into FPV? Or maybe you are amazed with the flippity-floppity freestyle and the jaw-dropping waterfall and mountain dive done by FPV pilots, and now you want to get into the action. But let me warn you, first-person view drone is not like this drone here, the DJI Neo 2, that has got auto hover, GPS, return to home. It has an extremely steep learning curve and you are going to crash. Yes, my buddies, you will crash. Because till date, I'm still crashing a lot. And well, that is part of the hobby of FPV, I guess. My money! But fret not, there are cheaper alternatives to start the hobby, such as getting yourself some of this ready-to-fly kit. This is from BetaFPV, the Cetus X. The product is not new, it has been in the market for years, I think, 1 or 2 years. But I think it is well worth mentioning, and in this kit itself, you get the goggles, the controller, and the quad itself, of course. The batteries are included as well, and you get a tiny little charger that we will be talking more about in a bit. Extremely important. And with all this, you are ready to fly immediately. But I will not advise you to do so, because always start with a simulator first. And this remote here, you can use it to start training on the simulators. Now, there are plenty of simulators out there. If you want a better graphic, you can actually try Uncrash or maybe Tribe. If you want better physics, you can actually try with Lossy Drone. But for myself, I started with Liftoff, and now my PC is full of simulators. So remember to start with simulators first, because simulator can help save you a lot of money, a lot of parts that you will have to change on your drone when you crash, and also save yourself from your own feelings when you crash.
I have to run. That's why I never try shit when it's raining.
We will talk about all these rookie mistakes to avoid when you start FPV in a bit, so keep on watching. Now, if you have done your research, you will hear about Angle Mode, Horizon Mode, as well as Acro Mode, where your quad can go flip, flop, turn upside down. And these are the modes that FPV drones can fly at. And a lot of beginners will start with Angle or Horizon. Although they are much safer, they are easier to learn, but I will strongly suggest you not to do it. Because why? As you fly Horizon and Angle Mode, you will start developing the muscle memory on the sticks. These sticks. Oh no, I'm getting at it again. And while you have developed that muscle memory and you are thinking that you want to get into Acro Mode, you are ready finally, you will have to relearn everything again, because it's totally different. So why learn twice? Learn it once. Be a man! Start flying in Acro so that you do not need to learn twice. Struggle now and enjoy it more later. Moving on to the things that you should avoid or you should practice as a beginner starting out your FPV journey. Number 1 is battery management. And if you do not want your quad to fly up and suddenly falls down from the sky, if you're lucky, you'll hit the grass, the ground, or whatever. But if you're unlucky, you might hit someone and yeah, you are going to jail. So, do look at the warning on your goggles when it says low battery. Please land your quad, and also charging this guy has got their steps, else it will go. But maybe not this tiny little guy, but this and this, yes, it will go gababoom. If you do not charge them properly. Now, in kit like this, it will usually come with a tiny little battery charger. Although for a start, this might be good. This is from BetaFPV. From the Cetus X kit, you can actually also see how much charge is left on this particular LiPo itself. But I would strongly suggest you to get better chargers like this, the WeFly Whoop Store 3, so that you can charge more and also enjoy longer flight time with more LiPos that you are having. So yep, highly recommended WeFly Whoop Store 3. That was the first tip that will save you your house or maybe yourself from getting into the jail. So here comes the second important tip that will save your quad, which is again the simulator. Please, please, please start with a simulator. Put at least 5 to 10 hours stick time. Make sure that you can hover the drone at place. Make sure that you can fly in a straight line. Make sure you know how to turn. But there's one thing that you cannot learn on the simulator, and that I will have to show you guys when we head out to fly this Cetus X. So on with the next tips. The third one, never ever tune your quad, especially when you are getting all these ready to fly or maybe bind and fly item. It's a bind and fly, bind it and fly. If it is a ready to fly, just charge it and fly. Do not do what I have done because it cost me a quad. Yep, and that happens during the first week of getting my quad. I got itchy and I wanted to fly better, not knowing that the only way to make it fly better is when the pilot is better. Let's move on to the final tips that I have for you guys, my buddies, which is do not spend the extra money. Don't go for upgrades right away, because what you have here is good enough for you to fly it, for you to learn FPV. But you might be asking, when is it that I am ready? When can I start upgrading? When can I start jumping into the rabbit hole of FPV? Here is my answer. When you can fly 1 pack, 2 packs, 3 packs, 4 packs without crashing, smooth lines, hitting whatever gaps that you see, a bigger gap to a medium gap to a smaller gap to a tiny gap that just fits through, then you are ready to go for the upgrade or your next drone and start spending more money. Anyway, let's head out to the field now, and I will fly the Cetus X for you guys to see and also tell you a little bit more on what I've mentioned earlier. The only thing that in FPV simulator do not teach you or you can't practice with. Let's go! Alright buddies, we are here! The perfect spot that I would recommend any beginner starting out their first flight to fly at open space like this, and also make sure that there are grasses to provide soft landing so that when you crash your quad, you will not kill it. But yeah, it has been raining earlier, so it is all wet. Alright buddies, we are going to start practicing right here so that we do not kill our quad on the puddle over there. And yes, for beginners and starters, anyone who are just starting out, I would totally recommend you not to fly with the goggles yet. Just hover the quad, try to see how the quad reacts to each of the stick inputs on the controller, and also the most important thing that I've mentioned earlier, which is landing your quad, because that you will not be able to practice on the simulator, or you would never have thought about that in the simulator at all. So yep, let's do it right now. So here we go. Lower down your throttle, make sure it's at the 0 throttle position. Arm your quad, making sure that you know where is the arm and disarm switch. Arm it, and then you start hovering. There we go, we are hovering the quad. Learn how the quad reacts to each of your stick movement, like right now, moving forward, moving backwards, bringing it higher, moving to the right, moving to the left, and just spinning around. And the next thing that you will have to learn, which is very important, which is landing your quad. Most people do not practice that in the simulator, so yeah. And I'm not too used with the remote itself, so you might see me crash landing as well. So here we go. Remember to position your finger to the arm switch, getting ready. Slowly descend by lowering your throttle. Once it is a little bit closer to the ground, bring your throttle to the 0 position and disarm. See, that is what happens if you are not comfortable with the controller. So keep on practicing until you are very comfortable with the remote, with the quad behavior, and then we can start FPV, which is what we are going to be doing right now. Alright, FPV time! And I'm not going to be flying with the goggles which comes along with the kit, but I think with the price that you are paying, especially after the Black Friday sales, this is a pretty decent goggles. It has got the micro SD card slot for you to record your DVR footage. There's all these buttons here for you to navigate through the menu. The record button is here and the on-off switch is here. Pretty basic, pretty simple, and video that you're getting here is still decent enough. For me, it's because of my old man's eyes. I will feel more comfortable and looking a little bit more cool with my own goggles. Alright buddies, here we are with the first flight of the Cetus X. You can see there are some people around, so we are not going to fly over them. Definitely don't want to end up in jail. And yes, I know the footage that you are watching right now is analog, so you can't compare the quality with digital, but don't be discouraged that because analog has its own advantages over digital, which I am going to tell you later. So here we are just turning around and warming up a bit because this is actually one of my first few flights with the Cetus X. Huge thanks to BetaFPV for sending this kit over when they heard I was making a beginner series. It is really the perfect ready to fly kit for anyone just starting out. We are doing a bit of tree surfing and just feeling out the quad. I have to say it flies really well and it is very stable. For beginners out there, I would definitely advise not flying too far away from yourself and always having a buddy around to keep an eye on your quad. That way, if you crash, you know exactly where it is. Now we're moving on to a little more aggressive flying, which is what I like. We won't do any crazy tricks over people again, but I am really impressed because this is totally different from all the whoops that I flew 2 years back when I just started out. It's got the power when you need it. And here we go, first try on the trippy spin, and we nailed it. The Cetus X can definitely do freestyle, you just need to get on the throttle a bit earlier because it is a bit heavier. And in the next few seconds, you'll be seeing the first crash that I have. If you are flipped over after a crash, what you need to do is toggle the turtle mode and then arm it and then move the right stick. There we go. Yeah, after that, disarm and toggle back the crash flip. And you can arm and start flying again. And before I know it, I crashed again. Like I say, until today, I am still crashing a lot just to get better. And this is how we are wrapping up the freestyle session and this flight video. Yes, that was the flight from the Cetus X. I know that you might be complaining about the video quality, but trust me, if you did your research, you might have heard of this term, analog is king. Yes, there are still many people, in fact myself, when I fly all these tiny little guys, I prefer it to be analog. Why? Because of the latency. The lesser the latency, the lesser chances of you hitting into tree, hitting into pillars, hitting into someone, yeah, lesser chance of you getting into jail because you can react faster. Yes. And about the Cetus X, this is the first few times that I'm flying it. Thank you very much to BetaFPV for sending me this to support this beginner series of mine. And I will say that it flies good. It can freestyle. You can cruise around with it. You can start to learn with it very easily. So if you want to get your hands on the Cetus X, remember that BetaFPV is having their Black Friday sales from November 25th to 1st of December, and I know there are going to be massive discount on all these ready to fly kit. So I'll leave a link down in the description below. Check them out. It is an affiliate link, and I will receive a little bit commission when you purchase the Cetus X or any other things from BetaFPV through that link. So thank you very much, my buddies, for supporting the channel. And if you do like this particular content, remember that I will continue to do this beginner series. Comment down below if you have got anything else that you want to learn from myself, and I will try my best to guide you along this new FPV journey of yours. So yep, I will see you guys there. Bye bye. Subscribe, please. Subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Bye bye.